What if chasing every new trend is the reason why you cannot find true happiness in your life after 50? Today, let's talk about how giving up chasing those trends could help you live a more purposeful, driven life after 50. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Coffee and Convo Life After 50. I'm Jay. And what if I was to tell you that the trend setting era really started when you were just a toddler? If you're a Gen Xer like me, maybe it was watching Sesame Street or Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, or, maybe you grew up in the era that I did where Star Wars was life. Like everybody followed and loved Star Wars. That carried out into a lot of our adulthoods, that Star Wars is still a big thing, right? So what if I was to tell you that pop culture as a Gen Xer really set trend in fashion and the things that we love to do, like skateboarding and bike riding and all these different things? It wasn't about if you just had a bike anymore. It became what brand was your bike. It didn't matter what kind of polo you wore. Was it a polo? Yeah. Why do they call it polo? Can't it be a collared short sleeve shirt with buttons? Like, there's all these things that we've been chasing since our youth, and it never changed. High school, it got really bad, right? Everything was about fashion, status, whether you were an athlete, they put you in a box. This all started at an early age, and a lot of us thrived and strived for this ideal world that we were going to live a life that we were measured by our status, what we did for a living, the way if we had the small little house with the white picket fence, a dog, a couple of kids, vacations. It grew into now having two-story homes and motor homes and endless costs for vacations. We've been chasing and living this life for so long, it's become normal. And oftentimes when I'm looking into my life after 50, and looking at what's out there right now, what's being talked about life after 50, it all comes down to retirement and what kind of money you have in your retirement. What kind of traveling do you plan on doing when you're in retirement? How many cruises are you going to go on in your retirement? And I am not in that category, unfortunately. Does that mean I'm less than? And that really got me thinking. Why do I feel I need to fit this box? Why do I feel like I have to keep striving for these things that don't even matter? I spent a lot of the time in this last 2 years really searching self, personal self. And is the trend even worth it? I would even say the trend is what's hurting us the most. It's what's keeping us unhealthy. It's what's keeping us from really enjoying our life after 50. Most of the people, and again, my experience, speaking about self here, your experience might be completely different than what I'm about to talk about. But some of the great people that I've been able to have in my life that in my opinion lived a very long and fruitful life. We're talking like into their 90s. I have an uncle right now who's 92, and he may be struggling pretty bad right now, but up until he was 90, I mean, his life was just, he was fulfilled to the fullest. And he didn't live an extravagant lifestyle. He had an extravagant job. He had really good money, but he chose just to live a simple, joyful, peaceful life, dedicating himself to his wife, his dog, walks out in the woods. He lived up in the mountains. He just loved being outdoors. He loved enjoying the simple things, the things that God gave us from the beginning, just his creation. Think about that. Think about how simple it was. If you're a Christian or a Bible reader and someone who believes in God and tries to understand the beginning of time and how we got to this point, you would see at the beginning it was just the people and God until sin entered the world. And everything changed. Everything started to evolve. That's the evolution of man. We've talked about that here before. Trends started to pop up, and now your status was based on everything but relationships. Think about that. I'm starting to learn as I'm aging that nothing matters more in my life than the relationships that I have. and I'm in control of that, right? It starts with my relation with God. I'm a believer. Then my wife, then my children. And now I got to put people around me in my life that's going to help me find that peace, find that happiness, find that true purpose. And that is just being my authentic self. Who is my authentic self? When's the last time you took a walk with a friend, a loved one, and just took in your surroundings? Didn't think about what was for dinner, where you were going to eat. Just taking in your surroundings, God's natural beauty. When's the last time you've been to a national park? When's the last time you just, sat by the water, watched the sunset in the ocean? This world has so much natural beauty that we can enjoy. Look, we live in a day and time where money matters. There's no getting around it. So if you're looking to retire, I get it. Retirement itself. That was really the whole point of me having this conversation. My ADD kicked in and I started going off on a side quest here. But think about retirement itself. It's a trend right now. I mean, it's what sparked my interest, no lie. Looking up stuff about what it's like to live in your 50s. Retirement is it's in the forefront of every video that I see, right? I'm talking about it right now. We're told ultimate retirement looks this way, right? Have an expanded amount of income saved in a pension or a 401k so you could travel and you could go on cruises and you could live your best life and enjoy it. So now they're also saying, do your best to retire early. Retire at 55, quit the rat race. Don't do this, don't do that. This is what's going to say, well, I'm retired and I retired well. What if we were never just made to retire? What if that's just the trend? That's the catch. I don't remember the last time traveling in a motorhome or going on a cruise made my life longer, or if living a life where I'm just have the money just to go and pour into other people's lives financially, just by giving them wealth, by doing all the things that they present to me, makes me live until I'm 80 or 90. I think it will continue to send me down the path of eating very poor processed food or just sitting around not getting enough movement and activity because I could take the luxuries of home on the road with me. This is again, guys, I'm not here to offend anybody or crush your dreams. I'm one man speaking his own opinion. And my life circumstances has definitely led me down the path of thinking this way. But I myself have been chasing trends since I was a little boy, always trying to fit in. It's one of my natural sins. I want to be liked. I want to fit in. I want to be around people. Oh, I want to be, all these things get me trend chasing. And when I tend to trend chase, I just find myself just to be more unhappy because I always feel like I don't fit in because I'm not being my true authentic self. I just want to be me. And I'm still figuring that out, by the way. This video is just a precursor of the mission I'm on, just to try to find who am I? Who am I? And I'm going to figure that out. I'm going to figure that out in time. I don't have any plans to retire. More to come on that later. But I don't need to have $1 million saved up in a pension or a 401k. I don't need to have a fifth wheel out in the front of my yard. I don't need to start booking cruises or travel the world to say that I've truly succeeded in life, as now I could retire and have all these things that are not going to be there when I'm gone. Most of the time it leads to unhappiness. The one thing that we cannot control is economics, world situations, the financial market. All that stuff that we've been chasing and all this money that we pour into saving is not getting us anywhere. It's not even guaranteed. You could look it up online. There's threats of it going away. It could happen to anybody. Protect your money, protect your investments, protect. We spend so much time chasing trends and protecting the materialistic things in our life that we don't focus on the true things that will get us to our promised land, which is relationships. And that's what I'm learning the most, is like how much I value a good, solid relationship. You know, I'm out here every morning talking to you all, trying to build relationships through technology today. Is that a trend? If you make it one. Or is it a way that I can motivate and encourage you to have a cup of coffee with me every morning, but more importantly, maybe go out and meet somebody new, build a relationship, mentor, pour into someone's life, find someone that can pour into your life, share a cup of coffee with somebody else, take a walk. I don't think that we were meant to live through this life alone, or to live this life through materialism and checking boxes. I think we were meant to enjoy the natural beauty that already surrounds us. And it's free. Just take a look around. It's free. Admire the tree, admire the sunrise, admire the sunset, admire the oceans crashing on the beach shore. Imagine the tall mountains that sky out into the sky. Just take a look around. It's free. You don't need to follow the trend. You don't need to chase money. Money is not going to bring you happiness. It may bring you stability. I think I got a little off track in this video. Point being, you've been chasing trends since you were born. It's time to let go of those trends and start living a true, authentic life by building relationships and enjoying the free beauty that's around you. Don't get caught up in the hustle. Enjoy life. My name is Jay. This has been another Coffee and Convo Life After 50, and I'll see you guys on the next video.